That is good. All right, good. So, like I said, I bring you, greetings from down under Australia, and yep, let's get going. Today we'll be looking at setting yourself up for success in the Agile world. And I think it's really good to be talking about this because um, it's something that is very passionate to my heart, and especially to my brothers and sisters, African brothers and sisters. So I think getting it right is really very, very important. And so before I go into here, let me just check how you're feeling today. A little bit of exercise. On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? One being I'm flat, I struggle to stand up from bed this morning. I'm just really doing things so. 10 means I'm feeling really great. I am energetic, I'm expectant, I am feeling awesome, great. Use the chat button, please. Oh, I can see a 9, I can see a 10. I feel super awesome. 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow, this is incredible. This is great. Bio 8, Tolu 9, 9.5. High, that is great. 10. Yeah, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be. The energy in the room is really super high. So let the numbers keep coming, and while we go into here. So I guess we're all ready for the journey into the Agile world and how we can really, really set up ourselves for the Agile world. So let's engage ourselves. Now, there are two ways I'll be answering questions today. If I see a question pop up and I can answer it there and then, I will, especially if it's really, if it aligns with what I'm talking about at that point in time. Otherwise, we can answer other questions at the end of the session today. So let's go right into it. Now, a little bit about me, I won't bore you with this. EC has done a very fantastic work introducing me. I just want to say, well, I am the founder of Pete Loring Consulting. I am very passionate about what I do. And by the grace of God, I am very, active in the one of the best agile communities in the world in Melbourne, Australia, which means every question about agile, I can either answer or I know someone who can answer. So either way, you get your you get answers to all your questions. So just hold that one very tight. Also, there is some of my PMI certifications that I've done, and these are some of them. And I just want to just say that, well, really great to be talking about one thing that is really, really passionate to my heart. This is a journey I've been on for quite a while and still on it. And you'll find more about what I'm going to talk about when I get right into the discussion today. All right, cool. So let's keep active. Let's keep engaging ourselves. I'll be expecting tons of questions and also your contribution. Now, 2018, I was in Nigeria. I was in Lagos. And this was the very first slide I shared in my delivery as part of the Agile Way. That was the title of my talk in 2018. I said the world is changing, and these are some of the things that were really happening in the world at that point in time. We're talking about 3D printing. Uber is really making waves. Autonomous driving cars are there. 5G was just launching, and of course, at that point in time, there was this great election. The women team, the bobsled team, in the Winters Olympics. All of this were happening. I said, yeah, we need to be ready with business agility. We need to be ready with business agility. That was my message there. I spoke about how true agility is about adopting and establishing agile principles, both personally and in the organizations that we are part of. Continuously learning better ways of working. Now, this is 2021. The world has changed. The world has changed. So 2018, I didn't know a lot was going to happen, but well, towards 2020, we could see the the pandemic came and a lot has changed, which means that whoever was not ready for it is either struggling to come on board or get going into extinction. Now we could see some names that were ready on the screen, right? Netflix added about 16 million new subscribers during the first quarter of 2020. That was really massive. They didn't do that because they wanted, they did that because they were really, really ready for the growth, right? And of course, they while other theaters, cinemas, nightclubs, and all sort of those venues were closed, they were open and raking in the money. Zoom, they became the conferencing leader, the video conferencing leader. We are meeting over Zoom today. Just imagine how much they have improved over the first few months of the pandemic. They're still really going on that journey. Online retailers, of course, they fared well during the pandemic, but when we talk about Amazon, right, they continue to be the market leader, despite the fact that COVID-19 was really on. In fact, by the end of June 2020, they were nearly $1,000 higher than what they were in March. So that's the stock price. You can just imagine. Services such as DoorDash, Uber Eats were also really gaining customers, especially when the hospitality industry was closed. We could feel it in Australia here. Nothing was happening, right? But these guys were really prepared. Which means, why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this because we also need to be prepared. And these names were not there because of the names, they were there because of the people that were in those organizations. So how do we set up ourselves, for success in the agile world? And that is what we're going to be talking about today. Now, let's set the foundation. Let's quickly set the foundation. My work today is just to be very punchy, straight to the point, and I'll tell you a couple of stories as well. Why am I eligible to discuss this topic? If you're finding your way towards agility, I just want to tell you that I was once like you. I've been through the journey myself. In the beginning, all I had was the passion to become an agile practitioner because I've seen it work. I've seen it work. I'll be sharing a few stories with you today. In those days, in 2008, I started by researching about agile, and of course, I embarked on the journey as an Ibadan boy that I am. I was really happy when Isi mentioned Chinyere as the Ibadan Heart Rate leader, because this is home for me. I'll just be very happy to be involved in that outreach, the Ibadan Heart Rate, because I was an Ibadan boy myself. All I had was more like, well, I longed to be called an agile practitioner, and of course, like most people on the call today, I was a project management professional like you. And I really want to embrace the journey. So there are three things that were clear to me at that point in time. I was really hungry. I was hungry for practical knowledge. So I do not want to be that agile practitioner who is a theory guy. I don't want to be an agile practitioner in theory. And I said to me, the second thing I told myself is I was going to give everything it takes to just go through the journey. And of course, I was ready to learn. I was ready to unlearn, and I was ready to relearn. And that was what I did. That was what I did. The journey has not been easy. It's been hard, I'll tell you, but it's been rewarding as well. It's been rewarding as well. To give you a couple of ideas, I've delivered agile, in some of the most difficult terrains, so some of the most difficult sectors where agile is difficult to deploy: energy, telecoms, financial services, not-for-profit, consulting. For example, My work in Energy Australia won me the Chairman's Award under the innovation category. So look at Energy Australia as NEPA of Nigeria. Just imagine we do a lot of work, amazing work in NEPA, and suddenly we started having 24 hours light, right? In Telstra, look at Telstra as the MTN of Nigeria. That's the largest telecoms organization. Lifeblood, that's the Red Cross. Think about every time someone is in hospitals in Nigeria and they need blood, and the blood is readily available. Think about what the families and friends in Nigeria they go through to really make sure there is blood. Not at the point of someone needs the blood that will now be donating, right? So Agile can help us in all those things. Bureau of Statistics, how many are we in Nigeria? What's the population of Nigeria? We applied Agile over there to make things happen. In fact, we have the first online, census about 5 years ago, and I was really part of that. Those are areas where I have actually worked as an Agile practitioner. And most people on this call, I started in Lagos there. I started in Nigeria. So you too can do that. I am also very passionate about coaching, about mentoring. So I am eligible to talk about these as well. And of course, through my company, Peak Learning Consulting, we're sold out to solving business problems, imparting knowledge, enabling customers through our innovation or innovative ideas, innovative advisory solutions. So I've been in that journey where I grew up from, in Ibadan, worked in Lagos, and I feel that, I want to go from where I was like a lonely guy in the picture on the screen to where I can relate with quite a number of Agile practitioners all around the world. So I think I've been able to set the foundation for this, why we can actually have this done. Now, let's go straight. I just want to say that it's your turn to set up yourself for success in Agile. If you're thinking about it, if you do not know how to do it, you too can make that switch. Just like I started, we used to say that Agile is the framework, or Agile is a method or the approach of the future. I'm here to tell you that Agile is not of the future. Agile is present. You just need to be Agile. If you look at the PMI, the PM book, the book of knowledge, the latest edition has actually made a 180-degree turn from what it used to be to what it is now, embracing Agile. PMI also took over discipline Agile a couple of years ago, just for PMI to be a robust provider of Agile services. So if you are still thinking about coming on board as an Agile practitioner, I'm saying that it's too late. The good news is you can make that switch. As a project manager, what can you do to make that switch? This is what we're going to share about today. And I have a 6-step model that I'm just going to share with you that will set you up for success, in the Agile world. And these are some of the things that I went through myself. So I'm really sharing this from experience. I'm sharing this with my, collaboration with my mentors, with my mates, with people that have actually made that switch. So let's just go straight into his 6-step model to setting up yourself for success in the Agile world. Now, on the screen, we're just going to quickly breeze through these 6 steps. And I'll be sharing short stories about how I've applied this in my life as well. We're talking about the mindset, how your belief can shape the way you see Agile, how you see your journey, the training that you need, how you can apply your learning. And I'll give you short stories about how I did that myself. The role of a mentor, in your Agile journey, What can volunteering do for you? Giving back is not wasted time. And of course, what you need to do along the line, becoming a lifelong learner. All these points we're just going to quickly unpack in the next, say, 20 or less minutes. Now, let's start with the mindset. This is the foundation, just like some of the comedians in Nigeria, we say, "Ogapadabata of them all." This is the foundation, right? If you get this right, it is very, very, let me say your journey will be very less bumpy. A lot of us spend a lot of years trying to get this right. But if you set the foundation right, it's just going to be an amazing journey. So when we talk about mindset, the mindset is just that set of beliefs that shape how you make sense of your agile journey or of the agile world as a whole. I want to start by saying that agile is a mindset. Now, when people talk about agile, for instance, and we see it all around the world, I want to be agile. I want to do stand up. I want to do, all those ceremonies, all those meetings that we know about. That is one side of the coin. Those are the gymnastics, the things that people really see. People can feel it. The practices, the frameworks, the delivery itself. Now, those are the doing side of Agile. The mindset is the foundation on which Agile needs to be built. And when we build that as a practitioner, when you build, your journey on a solid foundation, what happens is you have a cruise. I'm not saying that there won't be challenges here and there, but you will have minimal challenges along the way. And not just to make it more practical, as a project manager that most of you are here, you're asking yourself, this Agile journey, how do I make it? Do I put everything I know into the bin and start a new foundational way? I start a new fundamental learning profile? No. Most of the things that you currently do, most of the things that you currently use are applicable in the world of Agile, which means all you need is just that mindset of openness, the mindset of trust the process, try, collaboration, transparency, believe in those 4 values and the principles of Agile. Now, I've been an Agile practitioner for quite a long time, and almost every problem that I face can be traceable to those 4 values and the 12 principles that are learned at the foundation, which means if the mindset is right, then the journey will be less bumpy. So mindset, like I said, is the foundation. If you get the fundamentals right, the sky is the limit. So what can you be doing in this area? Asking yourself a few questions every day. Or questions like, what can I do today that is going to add value to the team that I work in? And then you go ahead and commit yourself to doing that. Or what can I do today that if I say I want to close for the day at midday, 12 o'clock, I want to go home, what value have I put on the table for myself, for my team, or for PMI Nigeria, for instance? If you can answer those questions, that is the kind of growth mindset that we are looking at, that we are talking about. And don't get me wrong, the practices are good. The knowledge about frameworks is good. The delivery side of things is good. The meetings are good, but I'm saying that lay a solid foundation of the mindset. Take the mindset shift and you'll be happy that you do that. If you really want to know more about this, of course, we can have a chat. You can ask questions as well on the chat box as well. Number 2, let's talk about training. Now, what is the essence of training? The essence of training is to give you the basic knowledge of Agile, the basic knowledge of Agile, to give you the understanding of the fundamental Agile concept. Now, there are ways people can do it. You can do a self-learning, take it up and read, or you can go for training, 2-day training, which is going to break everything down into really good small chunks. Now, if you go for that training, it doesn't mean you won't have to read again. What he has done is, instead of reading for 3 months to understand those fundamental concepts, the training is going to give you a crash, into the knowledge bank, and you'll be able to have a good foundation to understanding what you are reading. So the training is there to validate either the understanding of the basic concept you already know about the Agile frameworks, or it's introducing you to the world of a new set of frameworks or set of concepts, newly. Now, the good news is no matter what level you are, there is always something new to learn, no matter what level you are. And you can see on the screen, these are just the Project Management Institute Agile certifications, which means wherever you are, for me, the last training I had was the DAVSA, the Discipline Agile Value Stream Consultant, which is what I am. And in fact, I've gone through all the trainings on the screen right now. So if you're a new member of PMI and you're practically new to Agile, you can have a chat with someone like me, and then we can point you in the right direction. You might be going the DSM way, the Discipline Agile Scrum Master way, or you might want to have general knowledge about Agile, which I can say the PMI ACP. And one short story about this is, in those days, even when I didn't know where to go, I had my PMI ACP right there in Lagos. I read and did my exam when I was still in Nigeria so many years ago. So that gave me the solid foundation knowledge that I need, that I'm still applying to today. Of course, if you are experienced in Agile and need to deal with very complex situation, then we can begin to talk about Discipline Agile Senior Scrum Master course for you. In 2 days, you'll get a sneak peek into what happens in the world of a discipline agilist, and then you can continue to improve on that. Of course, if you're leading transformations like me, currently, you want to be that consultant that solves problems, very naughty, complex problems for organizations. And then you can be talking about the consultant. And of course, also, if you want to be a discipline agile coach, then you can go with the DAC course. There are a lot of other courses that you can do, or trainings that you can do. You don't have to spend too much. And that is where getting that solid foundation, having a chat with someone that knows the way or that have been in that path before, can help you set yourself up for success in the Agile world. So I've been there. I will tell you that most of the trainings I've done was not because people are doing it, was because I really needed at that point in time for the work I do, or I need it for my personal development journey. So let's leave that at that. Let's go to the number 3 because of time. If you have any questions, please just drop that in the chat box. Now, once you get that basic knowledge, what do? You apply your knowledge. One excuse that I get is, Pete, I don't work in an agile organization. Oh, well, I don't even have a job at the moment. What do I do? I want to tell you that start from where you are at the moment. there are opportunities that surround you, the opportunities to apply your learnings. Now, what is the use of gaining a lot of information and it's dormant inside of you? That question, you need to answer it. Why do you have a wealth of knowledge inside you and you cannot even display it? You cannot even use it. So look for opportunities. The opportunities are here around you. As project managers, you have the platform to start applying your knowledge. The ask from me is start somewhere. Start from where you are. Start doing something. There are so many opportunities in your environment. The ask for me is utilize those opportunities. And I'll give you a practical example. In 2009, my personal project was my wedding. So I used Agile ways of working to plan my wedding. I'll tell you, it was really, really a success. I went to that wedding Friday, Saturday as a guest because no worries, everything is complete as far as I ticked. In fact, I told my younger brother that anything that was not ready on a Thursday is not important because every important aspect has been ticked in my backlog. So of course, people came, Pete, we have not done this. Shola, we have not done this. This is good. Doesn't matter because it's not in my definition of done. It's not in my to do. It's also not in my, must do's. So I let it go. So look for opportunities in your areas, utilize them. And most of you, or some of you, are very active, or most of you actually are very active in the environment you find yourself. Opportunities in the PMI local chapter, PMI Nigeria, apply agile principles there in your churches, in your mosques, social clubs. Some of you live in very good estates. The estate where you live in, dare to experiment. Pick a project around yourself. Take action. Do something small every day. And that is what I told myself when I was applying my knowledge. Every day I have to consciously apply something that I've learned. And that's the little promise I made to myself. I am not permitted to sleep if I had not applied something. And so if I am laying down at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 8 p.m., and I remember, how did I do today? And I couldn't answer that question, I'll stand up, still quickly do something. And at work, propose new ways of working. You have been doing something the same way for 10 years. You are there to bring value to the table. Propose that, why don't we try to use Kanban, for instance, so that we can see the flow of work and try it out. And lastly, you can share your knowledge. You need to act and you need to share your knowledge. When you share your knowledge, you don't have to share it publicly if you are not yet on that level. You don't have to go on social media if you're not yet comfortable with that. A closed group like this is a good and safe environment to share what you know, especially if you feel insecure at the moment or you feel that you don't really have much. But the more you share, the more you know. Share with someone who can give you constructive feedback. You need to share that super early. You need to be very quick about it. And of course, you need to share it in a super positive manner. So please find opportunities to apply your knowledge. Those opportunities are all around you every time. Just seize those opportunities. Now let's look at number 4. Number 4 is mentorship. I cannot, overemphasize this. This is one of the engine rooms, for success in the Agile world, to your success. So let me give you some statistics, right? There are a lot of studies that have said that mentoring is very effective. 79% of millennials, for example, say that mentoring is critical to their success. The managerial productivity increased by 88% when mentoring was involved. And when you compare that to 24% with only training. So what we are saying is it's good to get trained, but it's also always better to go on a journey with a mentor. A mentor is saying, guy, I've been on this journey. I'll hold on your hand. Come with me. Or, I've been in this situation before. When I was there, this is what I did. Oh, well, this is a new thing to me. I've never been in this journey as a mentor, but if I was in your shoes, this is what I was going to do. So all these information are readily available from mentors to mentees. Also, more than 60% of college students said that mentoring is a criteria for selecting an employer after graduation. And that's true. One of the first questions I ask when I get a new gig, especially as an employee, is to ask, what is your mentoring program like? Some of the organizations do not have it. If you have it in your organization, please utilize it. 89% of those mentors go on to become mentors themselves. Therefore, they contribute to the culture of learning and mentoring. So mentoring has been a proven approach that can help people achieve their potential. Mentoring, the benefits are well understood. That's the truth of the matter. But the skill and the consistency of mentoring outcomes is understated. You won't know until you've gone through it. I actually, I'll give you a practical example. If I tell you that I go on coffee catch-ups with some very senior Agile people in my early days, I'll just meet them and say, I just need to pick your brain. 1 hour, we sit in a coffee shop, and then I'm getting nuggets from these people. And what I'm thinking is, how can I apply what I've learned? So I owe my success to my mentors. And it's so funny. It's so funny. Most of the time, I'm taking 2 hours of your time. They still buy me coffee, and then they're happy doing it. The problem that most people have is they do not ask. Now, I'll tell you that 95% of people that you ask for mentoring will say yes. Some of them will have less time available, some will have more. But first of all, you need to ask. Once you ask, you will receive. So says the Holy Book. So mentoring provides mentees with support, provides mentees with advice, with alliance. I've been in alliance with my mentors in the past, encouragement as well. They are positive models, because when I meet a mentor doing an amazing job, the next thing I want to do is, he's doing that. How can I do it in my own way? How can I give back? How can I follow them in their footsteps? So eventually, you see that mentees benefit from mentoring relationship that flexibly focus on specific individual Agile needs. I've got mentees myself. I'm a mentor in the PMI, community in Australia here. I also have, personal mentees, and I do provide my mentoring, work in a psychologically safe way. People that I mentor are very, very, open to being themselves, and if I don't know stuff, I'll tell them I don't, but I get them the answers, So this is step 4 in the 6-step model to setting up yourself for success in Agile. Now, I just want to quickly do an health check here. If you have a mentor, can you just type in the chat, say yes, 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 yes. And if you don't have, maybe you can say, uh, on my way to get one, get one. Yes, thank you, Akin Womishegun. That's it. Yes, Tolu, that's it. Mentors are valuable. On my way to get one, please get one. I'll tell you, mentors are gold. You know, they've been through the fire and they are shining. And if you want to really shine like them, please get one. Don't forget, it's easy to get one. It's easy also not to get one. The very first step is to ask. Ask. Worst case scenario, you get, oh no, I'm busy now, I can't get on that journey with you. But it's okay. It's okay. But oh, your mentor is here, Adetunji. That's really great to see. Thank you, Mr. Mentor. I don't know who you are, but you're doing an amazing job. Well done. Thank you. Good, good, good. Getting one, getting one, getting one. Yes, please get one in the agile industry. Whoever you want to be, there's someone that has been there. Learn from them. You don't have to be them. You don't need to be them, actually, but learn from them. Learn their mistakes so that you don't make them. Learn their successes so that you can actually replicate it. It took me 5 years to do certain things. I want my mentors to do it in 3 months. And that is what mentors do. Yes, number 5. This is one of my favorite. Volunteer. Volunteer. And again, I say volunteer. Now, there are so many opportunities to thrive when you volunteer. So you need to set up yourself to thriving this time around by plugging into volunteering opportunities. Now, I'll show you on this slide. You can see my screen and you can see the picture on the screen. That was me 2014 volunteering for Scrum Australia. Scrum Australia 2014. That was a 2-day event. A lot of agile enthusiasts and practitioners flew all around the world to Sydney for this 2-day workshop. And there I was volunteering. I wasn't in so many of the sessions that I would like to be, because I was trying to organize stuff. I was outside. I was trying to do stuff. But little did I know that I was paying it forward. Now, 2021, that was 2014 to 2021 is about 7 years, 7 years, right? The lady on the right gave me a consulting work as an enterprise agile coach. Now, if you go to my LinkedIn page, this picture was there. I just put it there, 2020, in 2014. I just put it there. I remember my wife telling me that, why are you putting this picture? I just said, I just like it. Now, this lady, when my name popped up, she just wanted to check my LinkedIn profile, and off she goes. The first thing she saw was herself on the LinkedIn profile. She was like, who is this guy? And both of us were volunteering 2014. Both of us were volunteering. And then we kept in touch for a bit. And of course, life happens. Everybody was busy. For a number of years, we didn't. But this picture did not remove the fact that I have a mind for service, not minding what I was losing at that point in time or what I was not getting. Now, after we could believe that after 7 years, there is an opportunity wrapped in 2014 that I opened in 2021. That is what volunteering can do for you. My journey to Agile today was because I volunteered when no one else put their hands up. In Nigeria, around 2008, 2007, 2008, there was an opportunity to do a small Agile work, and nobody wanted to be part of it. So I volunteered, raised my hands up. And that opened my eye to see what Agile could do, despite the fact that people that, like myself, we didn't know much at that point in time. But I saw that if we improve ourselves, We could get it. And right now, I'm one of those experts in the world. So when no one is putting their hands up, you should and apply the agile ways of working if you can. Of course, if you have the correct mindset, if you have taken your training, if you also have a mentor, if you're applying your knowledge at this time around, you should be able to apply some of those knowledge in your volunteering position. Sometimes you don't have experience in that subject matter, but you do some research, learn along the way. The best place to learn and make mistakes is the volunteering journey, because nobody will cascade you for making that mistake, because you're actually volunteering, you're putting up your time. So use that as a place to fail early, learn, make your mistakes. And then people will say, thank you for trying, right? So do your best to do your job well. You need to thrive from a volunteering opportunity. The good news is PMI is always looking for volunteers. Every time my email beeps all around the world, for you to be a member of the PMI means you have the opportunity to volunteer or any PMI initiative anywhere in the world. The VRMS message is coming every time. Register yourself, put up your hand, be involved, even in PMI local chapter in Nigeria. PMI outreach in Ibadan, it needs you. Go set it up for success. The one in Abuja, the one in Lagos, the one in Ibadan, I don't know how many outreaches we have now. Put your hands up, help out. Even if it's 1 hour every month, it goes a long way. It goes a long way, and you feel good. In November last year, I was part of the PMI PMI Day of Service, where I put in my service for free for not-for-profit organizations in Australia. Myself and several other project managers and agile practitioners did that. It was good to see those non-for-profits do amazing stuff over a couple of days. It's just 1 week, 4 or 5 days. We deliver a few things for them. We were happy. They were happy. Work gets done. And then I became better. So if you want to be better, please volunteer. You see, please reach out to guys. I think there will be a lot of volunteers after this talk. All right. So I just shared this story. Volunteers, your church, mosque, social club, your estate, like I said earlier on. Okay, cool. Yeah. And let's go on to the next one, which is the last one. Keeping tab of the time as well. Lifelong learning. When do you stop learning new things? Oh, you never stop. You never stop. And that is why it is ongoing, it is voluntary, it is self-motivated. All you want is you are in pursuit, of agile knowledge in the heart of men, right? Real learning gets to the heart of what it means to be human. Real learning. So you need to develop the continuous learning culture. So you've got the option, you've got to become a continuous learner. Now, I've got a certification in front of me now, the VSC, which I have to do very soon. And every year since 2008, I always have my, continuous improvement backlog. Every year, with consistency, there is something I am adding to my CV. With consistency since 2008. That means every year I'm planning September to September. I chose September because I graduated from University of Ibadan, in September. And I said, okay, that's my learning calendar. I'm putting something September, right? So what I'm going to do in March, I already knew September 2021. And if I fail to do it, I'm taking it, Shola or Pete, give yourself brain. or encourage yourself. So I am self-motivated in the pursuit. Greatest UI, that's true, tell you. In the pursuit of agile knowledge. So it is fair to say that in this digital age, you must be able to adapt rapidly. You must be able to adapt continuously. What happens if you don't? You become the dinosaur. You go into extinction. You don't want to do that, right? So we continue to learn. New things are coming up every day. There are a lot of people that are thought leaders that are releasing good thought that you need to unpack. There is someone that I am very close to. A sentence will take you 3 months to unpack. So you just made a sentence personally, and then you begin to think about that sentence. And then you see that that sentence is pregnant in meaning. And then by the time you look at it and you look at it, how can this guy think about that? It is because he's a lifelong learner. And also we need to become one. We need to develop a T-shaped competence, which means I have a depth of knowledge in a particular area. When it comes to navigating change in agile organizations, call Pete, call me. But that doesn't mean MTN is in trouble and they need technical competence. They need someone to work on their switch or router. If they call me, I can try my best because I know something about that. Or the business analyst guys are in trouble. You can't do something. I can do that. So be a T-shaped person. T-shaped knowledge workers are critical foundation to the agile teams. The day that your project manager is not around, he has traveled to Los Angeles for 2 weeks on vacation, what happens? Step in. So lifelong learning will help you to get that. And of course, give back. Give back. You get to a point when all you want to do to give yourself happiness is to give back. So through learning, we create ourselves or we recreate ourselves. Through learning, we become able to do something we were never able to do. In those days, tell me to stand in front of 2 people to present. I can't. In fact, the very first time I presented, I stood up, my mind sat down, right? My legs were shaking. My mouth was dry. My hands were sweaty. But I got up and do it again and again and again. Now, today, if I don't stand up in front of people, that means there is no salary for me. There is no money for me. There is no gig for me. I stand in front of leaders these days, executives, to present amazing ideas. Through learning, you can perceive the world around you. Through learning, you can have a good relationship with the world. Through learning, you can extend your capacity to create. You can expand your capacity to be part of a generative process of life. So within you, within each of us, within every person here, there's a deep hunger for this type of learning. So go eat, because you're hungry for it, right? Eat it. So I just want to tell you that lifelong learning is achieved when you become a learning practitioner, when you commit yourself to relentless improvement, when you promote the culture of innovation. So I just want to dare you, continually increase your knowledge, continually increase your competence, and you will see your performance soar. And you will you begin to see the innovation that comes from within you, So I'll just say those are those steps, and I'm just putting everything together. Your mindset is very important. If you're struggling with it, please have a chat with me or any of your mentors. They will help you. Training is good. It's not the only way, but it's good. A 2-day training will help you save months of personal reading. especially when you know what you want. Apply your knowledge, start from where you are. Look for those opportunities. You know, mentorship is very important. If you don't have a mentor, get a mentor. Have a couple of you have committed to getting a mentor. Please do get a mentor. It is a proven career success strategy. If you have not started giving back, please give back. You know, I want to say thank you to everybody who is giving back to PMI Nigeria and all the outreaches. You're doing an amazing job. If you're still sitting on the fence, get on board, please, and be a lifelong learner. It's going to be ongoing, never ends. It's going to be voluntary. Nobody's forcing you. If you do it, thumbs up. If you don't do it, extension is knocking, right? And be self-motivated when you pursue the agile knowledge. Now, let's look at what I offer on this. If you're ready to start your journey, let's just have a chat. If you are confused on how you want to go on a journey of starting your agile career, let's have a chat. You know, I'm happy to point you in the right direction. If I'm a good fit as a mentor, I'm happy to do it. If I have too many things I'm doing, I'll tell you. If I can propose a mentor for you in the agile world, I'll also do that. I'll also do that. Now, as an individual, please, you can book my meeting. I've got all right. AY, if you can mute yourself, that would be good. Great. Thank you. Thank you for that. So you can book my calendar and we can have a chat if you want to. That will be good. I just dropped that in the chat box. As a leader, if you're a team leader in your organization, and then you really want probably me to sit down and really check what your team is doing, I'm happy to do that. We just need to have a chat. I can offer a free consulting and advisory session with your team, see what you are doing and what you are doing wrong, and then I can give what I think. And yeah, let's just have a chat, and that will be great. So let's leave it at that. All right, cool. This is a meetup that just launched just last week. The first one was more of the start, and so this is a group that is sold out to promoting real value of lean and agile practices, and this is targeted at my Nigerian or African brothers and sisters. Now, a couple of years ago, before the pandemic, I really wanted to hire someone to work with me when I was in Energy Australia. And I wanted someone like me because I, of course, was the only Black in my team, in my area, in my domain. And I feel, yes, it's a good opportunity to give back. The problem is the opportunity was there and there was nobody. I couldn't find anyone. All I wanted is someone who is certified. I can show the organization, oh, this guy is certified. And I'm ready to mentor, to coach, to teach, but no one. So I want to tell you that in the world of work today, the opportunities are there. People are transitioning every day from being a traditional project manager to an agile practitioner, right? So this group is where you can find those tips. I know a lot of leaders in the agile industry all around the world. What I want to do is bring them, have a chat, build a good community so that we can become better. So just check that out if you really want to be part of that. We plan to meet once every month. So it's not something that is not sustainable, and this it's just part of the way I give back to the community. So you'll be meeting a lot of senior guys over there as well, people that are hungry for knowledge as well. So let's meet on that side as well. So if you want to catch up, we can always arrange one. The promise is somehow, somewhere, sometime we're going to meet. So if you want a one-on-one with me, please book time on my calendar. Of course, you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. That's where I'm always very active. So my LinkedIn profile is just posted there. You can get in touch on my email address as well. I'll definitely send a reply or response to you as well. So I guess this is where we're going to stop today. I hope you have taken one or two things away, or you will be taking one or two things away from today. And I hope that you're ready to run the race of Agile with me, because it's honestly a little bit lonely over here, especially when I say lonely, I mean with my African brothers. There are a couple of people that are doing amazing work, and you can be part of that too. The project management foundation that you have is not a barrier, is a springboard. So utilize it. And I hope to see you. And I hope also, and I hope also to help as many people that are willing, on that journey. Hopefully, we can all be agile together. So looking forward to your success in the agile world. I know there are a couple of questions that are dropping. Issy, please, if you can help me or someone that can help me with those questions, then we can take them.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you so much. So did you all have a good time listening to Pete? If you did, please leave your response in the chat box. Tolu says greatest UI. Any
And I said great.
Any Akokites here? Hello, Unilag people, the best school in Nigeria. Hi. Oh yes, okay, great. Thank you so much, Pete. So obviously they've all said it all. Awesome session, great presentation, fantastic, great job. So on that note, can you all put your hands together for Pete in the chat box virtually? So clap for him, like he deserves a round of applause.
Say if I can, there's a question from Akewumi here, if I can quickly answer that.
From who?
Akewumi Shagon. So it said there's a belief that you must have an idea of IT and tech before you can apply Agile. Is this true? And if so, how can you get understanding of tech from a non-tech background? Shagun, that is not true. That is actually not true. So when Issy introduced me early, she said, she mentioned some of the sectors that I have applied Agile. And, I go to some of those sectors that are seemingly difficult to apply Agile. So you don't have to have a IT background. It all depends on what your role is. If your role is a role of Scrum Master, for instance, a Scrum Master, or we call it team lead in a discipline Agile, that does not need to have an IT background. Now, I worked in Energy Australia. Energy Australia is NEPA, for instance. How much of IT do they do in NEPA, right? Although the engine room is IT, but there are other organizations, there are other domains that use, Agile. You can be very instrumental to that as well. In my team, there are engineers, electrical engineers that know nothing about IT. There are other knowledge workers. So it is not true, right? However, if you have a background in IT, it helps you a lot. When I was in Tesla, because I had a telecoms background as an engineer, helped me to bring value to the table. I won't say it won't help you, but it will help you. So that, I think, I hope I've answered your question. It's not a showstopper, but it is nice to have. It's not a showstopper, it is a nice to have. Another question from Innocent. I currently hold a project management professional certification last year. What would you recommend as a roadmap to breaking into Agile, especially working as a project manager or Scrum Master? Okay, cool. Innocent, if you can probably block a time on my calendar, we can have a session, maybe half an hour, and then I can know where you currently are. I can send you in the right direction, or I can advise you. That's the word. So I think, okay. All right. I think I've answered those questions that I can see. Okay. Yeah, except there is anyone who has a question verbally.
Okay, we can take 3 more questions. So if you like, Chidima, please, could you mute yourself, please? Thank you. So if you have any questions, you can leave that in the chat room, and we have time for 3 more questions. So do we have any other questions? Okay, so just in case there are no questions for you at the moment, he has already shared his calendar, right, with you, so you can actually just pick a slot that works for you and for him as well, and then feel free to connect with the speaker, with Pete on LinkedIn. Okay, so it's not looking like we have any additional questions. Okay, so like we always do at our virtual meetings, can we all please turn on our video so we can take a group picture? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there are 85 people on this call. Really appreciate every time I spent with you, and enjoyed myself. Thanks for having me back at home.
Okay.
Pete, can you take off the slide so we have everyone on the screen?
All right, cool. I'm just gonna stop sharing now.
Okay. So can we all turn on our some people are already smiling. Don't worry, wait, don't smile, just wait. Okay. Okay. So at the count of 3, you do this with a smile, okay? Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're going to do it in different groups. Oh, there are lots of people. Okay, so I've gotten to another page. And Yenegedu, can you turn on your video, please? Bayo Adeto with a serious face. Can you please turn on your camera? Thank you. Adeswa Abubakar. Hi, Tosin. Hi, Anne. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, all right. So this group, we're going to take another picture. Doris, your video was on before. Can you turn it on again, please?
It's on.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
I'm using 2 devices, so the video on my phone is on.
Okay. All right. Okay, all right. So another picture. 1, 2, 3. Great. Okay, so let's move to the next group. Yeah, Missy, please can you turn on your camera? Your camera was on during the MTN Foundation training, so please turn it on. Uchenna, Ayo, Chidima, Grace, please turn on your video now. It's not that hard. Thank you. Okay. All right, so another one. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. All righty. Thank you all so much for making our time to be here. We really, really appreciate you for being here. Like I said, we're going to be having lots of activities. Wanted to also just add that we had a training with in collaboration with MTN Foundation. How many of you heard about the collaboration or the partnership? Just raise your hand if you heard about it. Okay. All right. So we're looking forward to other collaborations and partnership. I see my namesake here. Hi, Isioma Uma. Okay. All right. So yeah, so we're looking forward to other partnerships as well. So if your organization is open to collaborating with a chapter, depending on the idea that you have, please feel free to reach out to us. It's just a simple email, info@pminigeria.org, info@pminigeria.org. Okay. We're going to be having activities, and then we'll be sharing that with our members very soon as well. Like I said, we already have an outfit battle. George, please can you mute yourself? So yes, we'll be having an activity in Ibadan. Okay. Yeah, so please feel free to participate in activities that we share with you. This year, we'll also try as much as possible to have non-formal activities. So it's not just going to be suit and tie events every single time. So we're going to have fun activities, have a movie night, have a painting session. So just come prepared, you know, to participate in activities that we share with you. And I'm not sure, Paul, is there any other? Oh, Paul, say hi. We have the president in the house as well. So say hi so they can see your.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, Ben. All right.
At last, he smiles. He was so serious before.
Jeez. My apologies.
All right, Pete, thank you so much once again. I had an absolute good time learning from you, and I hope you all did. So I think on that note, I'm not sure I have any other things to say. Oh, Timilolu, I had mentioned his name earlier. So now you can unmute yourself and say hi. He's the youth engagement lead for PMI Nigeria.
Yellow. Hi, everybody. I almost said yellow, everybody. Apologies. You know, I dropped off earlier and then I joined because of the training.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay, all right. Okay, then. All right. So thank you all so much for attending the meeting. We will have more events. Please make out time to attend. Pete Omotosho, thank you once again. We look forward to also having you speak with us at other events as well. Right, guys? Will you like to hear from him again? Or should we just cancel contracts with him now?
I better go, make it a come.
All right,
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you. Good night, everyone.